When I first got Scalar 2, I did not know it was going to be this good. What's up YouTube and beat makers? It's Alto and I'm here with a video teaching you how to use Scalar 2 to its fullest potential. Scalar 2 and the people at Plugin Boutique did not pay me to make this video. I'm making this video because I love this product, I love this plugin, and I think it really helps in my music production. Ever since I started using Scalar 2, my production quality has gone up by 9,000%.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
No, seriously, I swear by this plugin. I use it on almost every production I make. I want to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. We're almost at 250 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys subscribing and liking my content. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's see if we can make it to 500 followers. So what is Scalar 2? Scalar 2 is a MIDI effect or VST instrument, depending on how you load it up. This plugin, in its simplest form, is a chord generator. However, in today's video, I'm going to show you how it can be much more than just a chord generator. Let's take a look at what pluginboutique.com says about Scalar 2. Benefits are you can discover your music's key, over 2,000 artist chord sets, so they have preset chords. They have chord variations, so you can vary chords, you can make different inversions. Basically, this plugin is very powerful. Now, Scalar 2, like I said, it's $59 US dollars to purchase. Now, if you can't afford Scalar 2, they do have Scalar 1, which has some options and it's less of a price. If you already have Scalar 1 from Plugin Boutique, you can actually upgrade for $29 to Scalar 2. If you can't afford Scalar 2 and don't have $59 in your budget, I have the solution for you. You can do a lot of the things that I'm about to do with Scalar 2 with this plugin called Ripchord. Here I have an instance of Logic loaded up. I made a little project here to explain all the ways that I use Scalar 2. But first, let me show you how you can load in Scalar 2 as a VST instrument or a MIDI effect. So in Logic, I'm going to open up my inspector library here. This is where you can load up instruments. And I'm going to load up Scalar 2 as just a plain instrument. I'm going to go with stereo. And if I play some keys, you should be able to hear the felt piano preset that's already loaded into Scalar 2. Here's how you can load up Scalar 2 as a MIDI effect. Head over to MIDI effects again in the inspector library. Scroll down to audio units. If you installed your Scalar 2 correctly, it should be there. And then head over to Plugin Boutique and Scalar 2 loads up. In order for your chords to play when you press on a key on your keyboard, you want to click on the right hand margin here. There's the letter A. I'll demonstrate here. As you can see, as I'm pressing my C2 and my chords are playing. So that's how you load it up and use Scalar 2. But I'm going to show you a little bit more how you can really use this plugin to its full potential. To do what I'm doing in this video, it might be a good idea to make sure that your Scalar 2 is up to date. Head over to the website on pluginboutique.com and download the latest version, which I believe is 2.5. So here I have a preset made beat. I just used a drum loop from Murder Beats chord team kit available on Splice. Here's a demo of how that sounds. So now let's add some chords behind this drum loop. For this take, I'm gonna take audio from a sample and convert those into MIDI notes using Scalar 2's audio to MIDI magic. Open up Scalar 2 and I'm gonna load in a sample. So in this section on the Scalar 2 plugin, if you click here and open audio file, it'll take you to your browser and you'll search for a file. So I found my audio sample and loaded it in, and it's asking me a question. It's saying, this will replace your current detection. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. It'll erase everything that's there before. Clicked on yes, and now I have all these new chords that I can play. Let's take a listen to the original and see how close it was. That's pretty close. Now I want to take those chords and create a pattern that I could use on top of this beat. So I'm going to take these first four because I really like the way they sound. I like the sound of that. Let's add it into the beat. So let's go ahead and record, and I'm just going to record the MIDI notes in and then quantize and hear it with the drum beat. Let's move on to another genre. Let's go on to R&B. And in this case, I want to use Scalar 2 to remember a chord pattern or to load up a chord pattern that somebody else made. So right here, I already have an instance loaded up to show you how you can clear everything out so you can start fresh. If you head on over to settings, head over to session and hit clear, you can clear all your settings. To create an R&B vibe, I'm gonna find some R&B chords. I'm gonna go to my favorite chord preset to create that. And I'm then gonna use that preset to create another preset so I can always go back to that 4 set of chords that I like. I'm using a preset created by Prisms. Prisms has a partnership with Ripchord, but their chords also work with Scalar 2. So I'm gonna scroll down to Prisms and I'm gonna go to Prism 3, and there's really great 80s R&B chord preset that I like, and it has a whole bunch of chords in there. So let's go ahead and select that. Let's go ahead and create a chord pattern using those 4 chords. Now I'm gonna save those so I can always go back to that preset. So in this case, I'm gonna hit save, and you have the option of either saving the full session, which will save the pattern you created as well as the chords above that you selected from. Or you can just save the chord pattern you created below. You also have the option to save both. In this case, I'm just going to save the one at the bottom. I'm going to call this Alto R&B Chords 2. To find the chords I just saved, I'm going to go ahead into the user library here, and I'm going to search for the chords I created. And there is Alto R&B Chords 2. Let's go ahead and record a R&B chord progression over these drums, and then add in a lead synth on top to create a whole R&B beat using Scalar 2. You can create a whole vibe just using Scalar 2. Let's switch genres. Let's go to Synth-wave now, and we're gonna create a Synth-wave beat using Scalar 2. This time we're gonna use some factory chord presets within Scalar 2. We're gonna put our own twist to it. Obviously, you don't wanna use the same chord preset someone else used, right? So in Scalar 2, there's a way that you can kind of shift it up and switch it up so it's not the same. Go ahead and load up that Synth-wave preset within Scalar 2. Let's go ahead and head into songs, and let's go into the genre Synth-wave. And Synth-wave 4 has some pretty good synthwave patterns that I like, and we're going to use that one. Obviously, everyone has access to these chords here, but I want to do something a little different. So we're going to change the pattern up, not playing it in that order, and we're also going to shift the key to another key. So right now it's an E flat Dorian. If you didn't know, Scalar 2 tells you what key you're in, so you always know what musical key you're in. And it also tells you the kind of mood that it is. So this is jazzy, bluesy, rocky, and sophisticated. Let's go ahead and shift the key up 3 semitones, and that brings us to F sharp minor. So Scalar 2 tells you what key you're in. It also tells you what kind of style that might be in. So for example, in this case, this is a very serious, sad, emotional F sharp minor scale. It tells you kind of what that scale feels like. So it can also give your music a mood. So if you're ever looking for finding a mood, you can, and you can shift through different keys to shift through the moods, right? So if I'm looking for something more happy, I can go ahead and click on the G flat major. And if I play that chord pattern I just created, it might sound a little bit happier. Let's see. Let's switch genres. Let's go lo-fi. And what I'm going to do this time with Scalar 2 is I'm going to record the chords as I'm playing them on the keys as MIDI notes. So that way I can drag and import them into Logic Studio and use the chords and be able to customize notes within individual chords. This is a very advanced feature, and not a lot of people know about this. I already have an instance of jazz chords, because in lo-fi, you want to use jazzy chords. You want to use chords that have a lot of notes. Usually lo-fi has a sort of mellow, sad feel. So I picked a chord that has a sad, emotional, sentimental vibe to it. To record the MIDI notes that you're playing, so that way you can drag and drop them into your DAW within Scalar, you need to go down here and see where it says MIDI capture. And what you're going to do is you're going to press the MIDI capture button, and when you play your keys, it will record all of the notes into the individual chords as MIDI. So that way when you drop them, you can see every chord individually. In fact, I'm going to take it to the next level, and I'm going to record a melody on top of the chords that's being recorded. The drum loop is from Selection Sound Pack in Logic and GarageBand. I put on cinematics on there so you can get that lo-fi vibe. Let's take a listen to what that sounds like. So I'm done recording that MIDI, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn scalar off because I don't need it now at this point because I already created the MIDI pattern and it's recorded, and scalar has already done its magic to remember that pattern. I'm gonna grab and drag it on over to my DAW. It's gonna ask if I want to tempo sync it. Hit no because I already recorded that in the tempo that I want. And there you have it. Scalar dropped this MIDI pattern that I recorded in here on tempo as I recorded it. And if I play that back, you'll hear that it's the melody that I recorded and the chords that I recorded using Scalar 2. So that's how I use Scalar 2 like a professional. This will take your beat making to the next level and have you using Scalar 2 in a very creative way. Let me know if you want more Scalar 2 videos like this one, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.